You're listening to littlepodcast.com.
Why you gotta take it there?
Retake. This isn't better.
We're not talking about any integrity in
We
this
are
room.
trying to exploit a generation.
Ever tell you about that time when I paid for Chinese food with the DVD? The grease is the gravy.
You guys played footsie under the table.
Yes, but that's irrelevant.
I can smell Pepto-Bismol from here. It tastes like an antacid tablet. Why are there so many Draculas everywhere? No, there's potato vodka everywhere.
Welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 210. I'm your host, John Rowe, joined by my co-host,
Adam Ham.
Adam, the Madam Ham.
That's not accurate.
Adam, the Saddam Ham.
Still not that accurate.
Adam, aren't you glad in ham?
Yeah, close enough.
All right, fair enough. Let's go with it. Well, what a week, huh?
Yeah.
It was Easter.
Yeah.
There was all sorts of life happening. Adam, how was your week, huh? We got a lot to chitty chat about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I did stuff.
Yeah?
You know, last week was kind of rough. I was tired, and I also slammed my finger in a door.
That's I
really
heard
hard.
the listeners already know about all that.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about it last week.
It was really painful.
That sucks. I broke my finger in a door once when I was in second grade.
The first thing that I thought once I felt and heard my finger in the door,
You hear that noise.
yes, I
And you're
thought
like-
it was broken.
That's not good.
And it was above the last knuckle.
Ooh.
It was like the very tip. And it hit hard. And I thought it was broken for like 5 minutes. But it wasn't.
Remember
This-
in high school when I broke my toe and all you
Yes.
guys yelled at me about how I was complaining too much?
Yeah.
And now I have a fucked up bent toe.
Yeah. Should've went to
I
the
broke
doctor.
the shit out of that toe.
You totally did.
It's alright though. It's not that bent. It just drifts to the left slightly.
Yeah.
It's okay though. Doesn't affect my life. Other than I have a story to tell about when I broke my toe and everyone else called me a baby.
Yeah.
Because I broke it. Yep. Anyway.
You broke it hard.
Yeah, I did. I ran into a door.
Mm-hmm.
We were running around, you know, as
To be
kids
fair,
as kids
That
do.
was a
What?
pretty lame way to break your toe.
Yeah, it was. We were like, "Oh, let's chase each other around," and then I ran through a doorway, and my foot hit the outside of the doorway and snapped my toe.
Damn.
Anyway, yeah. So Adam almost broke his hand, but he didn't.
Yeah. I remain unbreakable. I'm like that guy.
Yeah,
Bruce Willis. Yeah.
you're Bruce Willis. Good.
Yeah.
It's good. Better than other things to be. Yep. Yeah. Anything else? So you had a bad week, huh?
I had a bit of a rough week. Then the week after that, it's been
This
all right.
week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
I had Easter. I had a couple Easters.
You went to multiple Easters?
I did.
I went to 0 Easter celebrations. My parents didn't have one, and I didn't go to anything.
Yeah.
I just slept at home.
That sounds nice too.
It was awesome.
I got candy though.
I have candy as well. I
Yeah,
was
you
gifted
have
candy.
You were gifted candy.
I was gifted candy through proxy.
Okay.
Lauren's parents gave me a candy bundle.
I see.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
cool.
enjoying it.
Yeah.
Can I just say,
Mm-hmm.
Reese's peanut butter eggs are the greatest candy ever invented.
They're all right.
Like
I mean-
the ratio of chocolate to peanut butter is divine.
Actually, I find those have a bit much peanut butter in them.
No, I could just eat just the peanut butter.
Mm.
I love it. They're my favorite candy. What's your favorite Easter candy? Come on. Do you like jelly beans?
No,
They're
really.
Satan's poop.
Yeah, not a
Old-
huge fan of jelly beans.
Little pebbles of
I will
of goop.
say, I fucking love Starburst jelly beans.
Oh yeah, well, Starburst jelly beans are basically like regular candy,
yeah,
just in jelly bean form.
yeah.
like-
But not so much. Most other Easter candy. I like chocolate. I mean, so
I like a Jelly Belly every once in a while. Some of the fancier Jelly Bellies are good, like a
that's
root
the
beer
problem.
Jelly Belly.
many.
What?
There's too many of them.
What if you just had one jelly bean?
No, well, I mean, no. I mean, there's too many different kinds of flavors.
Yeah, that's true. There's too. You're saying there's too much choice?
I'm saying it's like that Harry Potter Bertie Bott shit. You never know what you're gonna get.
Oh, have you ever had those?
No.
They're awful.
Oh.
I've had those, and every single one of them is a bad one.
Yeah.
That's just the way they make them.
That's like a 50% ratio for me with like the Jelly Bellies, because I don't
Yeah.
like the weird like fucking popcorn.
Yeah, the popcorn ones, like people are
Or
like
pina
excited
colada.
about it. Well, pina colada's good. That's pineapple.
Or coconut.
Yeah, that's not. I mean, coconuts are. I like coconut, but not as like a bean.
Yeah. Or black licorice. I don't know. There's just way too many. It's a minefield, and there's way too many mines.
You just don't want to. You don't want to traverse that minefield.
No, I'd rather just eat something else.
You're
that's
happy in your
sweet
candy
and
kingdom?
delicious. Yeah, I do like the peanut butter eggs are pretty good.
Your favorite though is like the big cups.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
and me
if you-
both like the big cup,
Yeah, I'm a fan of the big cup.
especially a frozen big cup.
I'm also like good with a Milky Way or a Snickers.
Yeah, those are always good.
Sorry.
You got the caramel nougat.
Chocolate bunnies are nice. I like
Yeah.
just sometimes a big block of chocolate. Sometimes like chocolate. Chocolate is its own reward. You know.
Yeah. Adam Ham breaking Final Fantasy 15 has an anime.
Boah.
5-episode anime.
Oh,
It's like anime ass anime too, not
Is it?
CG. It's hand drawn,
Nice.
starring the characters from the game. That's all. It's breaking news. This won't be breaking by the time the podcast comes out because I'm sure there'll be
No.
news stories about it. But it's breaking to me right now, so people can know kind of what time we're recording this.
I really liked actually the one they did for Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, I didn't at all.
Did you see that
That
one?
was not an anime.
No, I'm not talking about the movie.
Oh, they did an anime?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that.
I think it mostly handles like that weird period in the game where
The entire game was
Well,
the
yeah.
weird period in that game.
kind of. But like the past where Cloud and Sephiroth had met before,
Yeah.
and all the shit that happened in Niflheim.
You can't say that word with a straight face.
Niflheim.
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 Yeah.
Sephiroth.
Sephiroth.
With your giant sword.
Yeah, your Busta sword.
The sword that... No, but Sephiroth has that, like, 20-foot long sword for
Oh.
some reason.
The Masamune.
Yeah, sure. Why is that every single Japanese video game?
Because he's one of the most famous katana blacksmiths.
Ah. I see.
Yeah. There's actually still like his tradition is still actually active in Japan. Like there is like a Masamune like the 24th or some shit who's like
Yeah.
followed in the footsteps of I guess that guy like apprenticing and all that shit.
It's kind of cool. Was it like nepotism, or is this like a dedicated bladesmith who
I
learned
believe
the
it
art?
is a dedicated bladesmith.
It's not
like,
just passed down from son to son.
I don't know. I
It's
don't
like,
think
I don't
so,
want to
though.
make swords, Dad.
I think it's just like somebody like fucking apprentices under them.
I don't know
and,
why the Japanese child has a Brooklyn accent, but they do.
Hey,
That's why I
father,
I don't like swords that much, Pa.
nobody's stabbing people nowadays.
The stabbing market ain't good.
No,
You got
no.
knives; those work. Only people ever kill anyone with a sword
No,
are anime nerds in Wisconsin. Oh my god, my accent.
that was pretty terrible.
I went slightly Boston with it too. It was like I basically like rolled up north slowly.
You're visiting most of the East Coast. Then.
Yeah, I was just each like syllable would take a trip from Maine to northern like New York to Massachusetts to Long Island. I'm all over. Mm-hmm. Equal opportunity offender, they call me.
Do they?
Yeah, well, I do.
Oh.
That's my screen name.
Okay.
Yep. Man. Screen names. So, yeah, anything else you've been up to? My bro ham?
Played a little bit of Pokemon.
Pokemon?
Yeah. Watched a little bit of BVS, Batman versus Superman.
Well, let's talk about that. We tanted this.
We did.
And I did.
Okay.
I did in the episode that you were not present for.
Awesome.
I have not seen BVS, and I will tell you that I have absolutely no plans in seeing it.
Yeah. Okay.
I haven't seen like a superhero movie since Ant-Man, and I did not choose to see Ant-Man. Ant-Man just happened to be at the thing I was at.
Okay.
But I don't know. I've kind of burned out on superhero movies. Like, I think the first one was like Age of Ultron was like, this is alright. That was good. But I don't know. Just the magic had gone for me. Like, I didn't think it was bad. I just wasn't blown away. You know, like Avengers and then Guardians of the Galaxy were both so good that it was just like, I don't know. Everything feels lesser to me. I'm like chasing the dragon. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I need more to get that high back.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
I didn't have that issue.
I mean, I've never been into superheroes though.
Yeah.
Like I don't really read comics. Like I read graphic novels, you know, but never really any like superhero comics. Like I've never like read like Batman week to week.
No, but you were like read a decent amount of Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yes. So. Oh, I like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I can dig on some Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Ben Spiderman, New York City Attorney. Ben Spiderman.
Spiderman.
Yeah, he catches the criminals like a spider in his web.
Oh. Spiderman, is that Jewish? Or like...
No, yeah. Spiderman.
Spiderman.
Yeah, it's Jewish. Old country, Jewish. Comes from Poland. Oh, speaking of...
you were getting away, but no. I have caught you.
I've watched...
Like a Spiderman in the web.
That's the name of the episode right there. Caught in Spiderman's web. But everyone will think it says Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Because it's pronounced like for the Gentiles over here.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm Spider-Man. But, he goes home and Aunt May is like, why? You afraid of your roots? You're Ben Spiderman.
Ben Spiderman. Which is not even Spider-Man's name. It's Peter Parker.
Yeah, but that's his Gentile name.
He has an Uncle Ben.
Peter Spiderman's web.
Peter Spider.
Yeah, see, that just doesn't work. It's Ben Spiderman.
Okay.
And yeah, so he's secretly Jewish, like old country Jewish.
What is old country? Why do you make it sound like Transylvania or some shit? Like,
I'm old country Jewish.
Where is old country Jewish? Is it like from Israel or what?
No, that's new Jewish. I mean, Israel only existed in like the 60s.
Well, it was a little bit before that, wasn't it?
Whatever, but like I'm talking like the movie that I watched this last week, Fiddler on the Roof. Yeah. That so like Russia Jews.
Oh, okay.
Like Polish. Mm-hmm. I love at the end of that movie when everyone's like, where are you going, Laser Wolf? Which is the name of a character, which is the best name ever made of any person of all time. Mm-hmm. Laser Wolf?
Yeah, it's a good name.
It's the best name. But he goes to Chicago. He's like, we're going to Chicago. And you're like, whew. Get out of Europe, huh?
Yeah.
And then Tavia's like, we're going to Chicago. And you're like, whew. Or no, he was going to Chicago. Tavia's like, we're going to New York. And I was like, oh, thank God. Oy vey. No, but then like they're like, we're going to Poland. I'm like, well, have a good 20 years.
Yeah.
And then it's all over. Hopefully he'll move before then. No, but that's where Ben Spiderman's family is from.
Poland.
Poland.
Weird, because you wouldn't think Spiderman sounds very Jewish.
It is, though.
No, I mean Polish. Sorry.
Oh, Polish. Yeah. Well, they
Polish.
moved from
Right.
the old country to Poland.
So Poland is not the old country.
Well, it's the new old country.
Oh, okay. Not
Yeah.
the old country.
Yeah.
Now I'm really curious. Where's the old country?
Where's the old country?
Yeah.
Moses.
No, it's actually the U.S.
It's
That's the old country.
Oh yeah.
They moved from the U.S.
They
to
moved.
Poland.
They came over on the Mayflower.
Yeah.
And were like, oh, these people don't know how to live. And they went back to Europe and then settled down in the Fiddler on the Roof town of Anatevka. And they were like, we gotta move now because these Russians are being dicks to us. So then they moved back to New York City. They went with Tevye. With his family to New York City. And then they found Prosper.
Good.
Lawyers. All of them. Family business, except for Spiderman. He wanted to be a photojournalist / scientist.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So it really
Wait.
worked out for him.
So he doesn't catch criminals in his webs?
No, he does.
Legal webs?
Oh, yeah. Legal webs. Ben Spiderman does.
Okay.
That's the family business. He wanted to
Oh.
become a scientist, but he was bit by the spider lawyer bug. Yeah.
Okay.
There was a spider, right? That was on the judge's gavel. And the gavel, right?
Yeah.
Was oh my god. I've talked myself into a corner. No, okay. So the gavel was used in a murder, right?
Oh, okay.
And the spider was killed as well.
Uh-huh.
And then it
Wait,
got
the
like
spider was murdered?
yes, don't worry about it. We're getting there. And then it gets taken to the police like evidence locker.
Uh-huh.
That gets like blown up in like a radioactive explosion when like some like radioactive superhero, the Rad Baron. That's the character that I created.
Yes, I remember the Rad Baron.
From our Mutants and Masterminds Dungeons or pen and paper game.
Yeah.
Yes, the Rad Baron like blows it up, but his radioactivity brings the spider back to life,
Yeah.
and it's imbued with all of like the law that the gavel has seen.
I see.
So it's a lawyer spider.
Oh. That's what bit Ben Spiderman.
There's a downside though to Ben Spiderman's
So,
powers.
does Ben Spiderman have the proportional law knowledge of a spider?
No, he does about everything but spider-based law.
Oh, okay.
So, like, let's say a spider bites you at, like, a McDonald's. He gets you a settlement.
Oh, okay. So he really
Not
is
a lot of spider bites at McDonald's, so his
No.
law practice is not doing so well.
It's a pretty niche
Market.
market
Totally. Yeah.
for law. But man, those spiders that bite you, he puts them up in his legal web.
That's right.
Yeah.
McDonald's just pays out. They're like an ATM for spider bites. Sufferers. You know that lady who spilled that coffee on her lap and got those millions of dollars?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she was also bit by a spider. They covered that up. That was the real reason she got all that money.
Yeah, that's real money.
Spiderman.
That's spider money.
Dat. Spider cash.
Yeah.
He says that. He's got a little ad. If you've been bitten by a spider in a public location, do you still have the spider bite as evidence? Have you lost work due to stress from your spider bite? Call the law offices of Ben Spiderman. He's got a yarmulke, right? Yeah, 'cause he's Jewish. He's old country, so he's got to wear the yarmulke. And on top of it is the Spider-Man logo. He's got a special one.
See, I was expecting him to wear like a Spider-Man suit in the courtroom, but the spider logo has a yarmulke.
Oh.
Yeah.
He'd be laughed out of the courtroom in that suit, though.
This suit is not like red and blue. It's
Wait,
like
I got
blue
it
and
better.
white.
I got it better. He wears a Spider-Man suit, right? But then puts a 3-piece suit over the top of it.
Yeah.
So you just see the face,
Right.
and his hands and feet. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true because Ben Spiderman is the lawyer, right?
Yeah.
But then then Spiderman shows up in court to defend you. You know what I mean? And they're like, "Where'd Ben go?" I'm like, "I don't know. He had to go to take his fits." I'm your lawyer now.
Okay.
Yeah, he has to keep his identity safe
Sure.
from the New York Bar Association because he'll be disbarred if he sets foot in a courtroom ever again.
Ugh.
Oh man, I tell you, a lot of spider law cases though.
Yeah. That's really...
You'd be surprised. So many of the toys sent over from China, like stuffed
Full of
animals,
spiders.
full of spiders.
Yes.
You don't know these things because when people get bit by them, they get the hush money.
Yeah.
They don't talk about it. Ben Spiderman knows. Would that be the worst Marvel hero ever made?
Go by far.
We're talking like a Jewish lawyer who's like in his 50s probably, because we're talking like old country ties. So he's definitely not young, and he only practices law on spider-based cases. That is a very specialized superhero.
Yeah, definitely.
But he gives a voice to the voiceless,
Yeah.
the spider-bitten.
Yes.
Okay,
The ranks
yeah,
of
but
the spider bit.
besides that movie,
Yes.
this is Ben Spiderman's Law, Spiderman's List.
Wait, what?
That's different. That's a different movie.
Different.
I'm workshopping that one.
That's a
You saw
prequel?
Batman versus Superman, which many have described in reviews as a holocaust of your eyes.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure exactly what a holocaust of your eyes is, but
A genocide of your eyes.
I thought it didn't.
Okay, I want
explode my eyeballs.
What's this movie about?
It's about the
Why is
dawn
B versus S happening?
of justice.
Okay. It's a
know.
new day? Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's a new day. Yeah. So basically, Batman.
Okay.
is
I'm in.
So
I love
actually,
Batman.
There's I don't want to get into it too much, but one of the cool things they do towards the beginning of the movie is actually show the events of Man of Steel, the end of Man of Steel,
Okay.
from Batman's perspective.
Yeah. And he's like, Superman, you done killed men.
Well, Wayne Financial apparently is in Metropolis,
Oh, okay.
and I was not aware of this, but I think according to latest comic lore,
Yeah.
Metropolis and Gotham are actually like right across Delaware Bay from each other.
Wow, I did not know
because,
that.
like, Gotham is in New Jersey, and Metropolis is like the biggest city in fucking Delaware or some shit. But yeah, so basically, when shit starts going down in Metropolis, Batman comes to go to try to get to Wayne Enterprises and save people and shit. And basically, Superman fucks up Wayne Financial.
Yeah.
People die, shit goes down. Batman is like trying to save people from the rubble, and all the time being like Superman's a dick. So he has a bit of a grudge, and understandably, is basically his whole thing is Superman is just too powerful. He's a god on Earth.
Yeah.
And nobody can be trusted with that amount of power. I think there's something they say. I think it's in the trailers too, where he's like, even if we're only, I believe 1% chance that he's going to turn against us, we have to act as though that's like a we have to proceed with that in mind, as though that's going to happen. Because if he does, we're all fucked.
Yeah, I mean, he could just blow up the world.
Yeah, basically.
Superman is very powerful.
And Superman, for the most part, is just... This whole event in Metropolis and seeing, like, not being able to save these people has kind of made Batman a little even more unhinged than normal. I mean, Batman is not usually a picture of mental stability.
Uh-huh.
But he is kind of becoming more...
Mm-hmm.
Like, one of the first things that happens in the movie is he's searching for information on kryptonite.
Okay.
Kryptonite has been discovered.
Yep.
He's searching for a way to, weaken Superman. And he's going around, like, questioning people, and he kind of gets into the, torture a bit. Like, he brands a dude with the bat symbol.
Yeah, I heard the Batman's fucking shit up.
Yeah, he does. And apparently also, like, later on, when he's in jail, that guy gets killed because of the bat brand or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so they are, like, Superman thinks Batman has gone more rogue. He's doing shit that is just, has no respect for people's rights, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And Batman thinks Superman is too powerful a being to exist safely on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And
they both don't like each other.
Yeah.
From afar.
Basically. Neither appreciates the other, and it's... What I said is, like, generally speaking, the first, like, 3/4 of the movie. Like, Batman spends time, like, trying to figure shit out about Superman, find his weaknesses, do stuff like that. And Superman is getting... You start seeing the people, as people will do, all the good stuff he's done kind of fade to the background, and people are starting to ask, like, the same questions that Batman is. Like, he interferes in this operation in a different country and shit with terrorists, and some people get killed. That's collateral damage. And people start questioning, like, yeah, okay, Superman took out some terrorists, but also people died.
Yeah.
And,
sounds like Civil War.
He has no kind of... It's almost like...
Batman
like
versus
War.
Superman, Civil War.
Pretty much, yeah. Like, he has no restraints, no limits on him.
Power unchecked.
Yeah. So, there's a lot of that going on, which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also lots of crazy-ass shit thrown in there, which I think some people took, as not being...
I just want to say this, I've read what the plot is of this movie.
Yeah.
I read everything about it.
Yeah.
And some of the things that happen sound insanely awful.
There are...
Like, the I guess there's a Superman, is it some sort of capital hearing?
Yes.
And some terrible things happen.
Yes.
Honestly, the movie seems like it is super violent. Like to a point where it's too much, I guess, where it just kind of, you lose any sort of levity there because it's just so violent.
I'll say this: there's not like a lot of humor in this movie.
That really bothers me, because you've got to have a little, or else it's boring.
Well, pretty much all of the humor comes from Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, which is... He's one of my bigger problems with the movie.
That's bothersome to me, too, because I really dislike that. I mean, Gene Hackman did a great job in those old movies as Lex Luthor. But they made him like a cartoon villain, which was fine for that movie. But I feel like every movie is just like, well, he's got to be this zany lunatic. And it's like, well, kind of. But I mean, the comics, he's not always.
Yeah,
he's a businessman.
Lex Luthor, yes, Lex
a
Luthor
heartless
has always
businessman.
been to me like a smooth criminal.
Yeah.
Like, he's
suave.
he is
a guy in a
like,
suit. You know.
He's like the kingpin kind of.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
kinda how I see him.
He murders you not through zany things, but through like, like some, he's like, haha, well, guess what's gonna happen now? And you're like, what? And then like a bunch of cops show up, and he gets into his like car because he's like, well, I just made that illegal. And you're like, what?
I will say, I think he does have like, they do make him appropriately smart. They make him like a genius. Yeah, and his plan is fairly clever. But I like from scene to scene, he just has this kind of manic, thing that seems more like Isaiah was saying, like more kind of like the Riddler, or more like somebody, or like the Joker. Kind of he's a little bit too animated for what you would expect somebody to be. And they kind of like mixed him. It's like Lex Luthor meets fucking Mark Zuckerberg or something. Yeah. He's young.
You can really tell they're trying to get that Mark Zuckerberg references in there from what I've heard. It's like...
Yeah, I just... That rubbed me wrong.
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem with the movie being dark and not very humorous. That's kind of... that's just the tone of the movie.
I guess. Even super gritty, dark Batman movies... like, say, The Dark Knight still have lots of humorous moments in them. There are, though. The Joker does some funny things.
And that's
some crude things.
And, Lex Luthor does, too. There's some stuff that he does, I think, that's genuinely funny.
Yeah, but... I just think I really hate it when movies lack a levity.
Yeah.
Because, like, even in, like, terrible situations. Like, I talked about this online, just discussing... movies of all times. There was a problem with the Avatar movie, was it was just so humorless that it was like, this is a slog, and it's like you have to have levity, because even like if you are someone who gets diagnosed with cancer, or your mom dies or something, there's still funny moments that happen. You still, you know what I mean? Like, life isn't dreary and gritty all the time. Like, there's still just moments, and you have to have those, or else it ceases to feel real. The story. I'm not saying this movie is an offender. I haven't seen it, so I can't really judge. But I'm just saying I hate it when movies are like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, all right, you gotta have you don't have to be a comedy, but there still has to be a little bit of like a sly smile or a grin or a joke or some wordplay, like something.
Yeah. I don't know, that I didn't have a problem with that. There was enough for me. Like, there's a couple things. Batman has some funny-ish parts too. And
I heard he was really good. I heard Batman was good.
Yeah, Matt. No, what am I saying?
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck. I almost said Matt Damon.
I did the same thing last week.
Ben Affleck is a really good Batman.
Yeah.
And Jeremy Irons is an awesome Alfred.
Yeah.
And Actually, he has some humorous stuff too. Alfred as well. Kind of
course, Alfred's
he's got the wry kind of, sarcastic
I heard one thing
comment,
that would bother me too. Is it necessary to have Batman's origin story yet again in a movie?
Actually, this is the best I've seen it done.
But does it need to be done?
I like that.
It bothers me because it's the same thing every time.
Everybody, I know, but I don't know. To me,
I don't need to see it again.
You do, because it's the first one in this universe.
Yeah, until they make it another reboot 2 years from now.
That's fine. If they reboot it again, they should do it again.
No,
that's the way. That's the way I feel.
No, I hate that shit.
Doesn't bother me.
I hate origin stories.
And that's the thing, though. This is not even like the way they do it is really good in this particular one, because for one thing, it's done,
a nightmare.
Well, yeah, it's a nightmare, and also it's done. It's not done in a way that is like expository. It's done like as part of the credits, and kind of almost like Watchmen.
Okay.
When they do the
well, that doesn't seem as bad then if they're not wasting
it's really
time.
not. It's like when they do that kind of, the very beginning of Watchmen, when they do the music and the kind of scene to scene, different stuff happening to the different heroes. It's kind of like that, except it's like slow motion. You know, Batman's parents dying in front of him. Mm-hmm.
I heard there's a lot of dream sequences in this movie. Like, a couple really weird ones.
There are... Well...
There's some trippy stuff that happens.
There are some trippy things that happens.
It just seems weird. I don't know.
I'm kind of hesitating. I'm trying to decide how much to say without, like, what would be considered, like, spoilers.
I don't care about spoilers. For me... We can tell listeners that you're going to spoil it.
Okay. Well, there might be some people will consider spoilers, and what I'll say next. Then.
I consider nothing a spoiler. Because I don't give a shit 99% of the time.
So, yeah, there's...
So isn't the Flash in a dream?
I don't think that... okay.
It just seems way too complicated, this movie.
That is one thing that... It is really complicated.
There's a lot to unpack from the thing I read.
Yeah, it is. That also didn't really bother me though. I like movies kind of like that where there's a lot going on,
multiple viewings to get all of it.
It keeps me interested in the movie.
Fair enough.
It keeps me engaged. I guess.
I can't judge. I haven't seen it. I can't. I'm just throwing down my thoughts on what I've heard about it.
Sure, yeah. But Batman, this one seems to have a lot of... I mean, he always has a lot of baggage, obviously.
He just has an insane amount of baggage. I actually heard that there's a Robin jumpsuit in the lair that's still covered in blood. You didn't ever bother to get that cleaned.
I did not see blood. It is like...
Oh, and maybe not blood, but destroyed in some way. Where it's like you couldn't...
It is damaged and defaced by the Joker.
Yeah.
Which it actually is kind of cool because it hints at this is like a Batman who's been Batman for 20 years already.
Yeah, I like that idea a lot.
Yeah,
it is. This is the Batman from the Frank Miller Dark Knight. Where it's I'm too old for this shit, Batman.
And I'm not sure how much Batman lore you know, but it's like a reference. It's Robin's suit.
Yeah.
And it's like a reference to a storyline. I think how is it called? A Death in the Family.
Yeah.
Where the Joker basically beats Robin to death with a crowbar.
Yeah.
And then like the suit that's in the lair is a propped up version of you see Robin's suit damaged, and then like it's spray painted on there. Ha ha ha! Joke's on you, or something like that. So I'm guessing that's probably when Robin
Joker
was
did not have a lot of time to think that one up.
Well, also you have limited amount of space on a body.
That's true. You're right. There isn't a lot of that canvas. Is limiting to your wordplay.
Exactly.
Fair enough. I figured that the body would speak for itself. A lot of the words.
That's one of the things I think is really cool about this movie, though, is that there's a lot of stuff that's
it feels
implied.
Lived in.
Yeah,
like it's a deep world. Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's implied and a lot of like nods to people who maybe have a little bit more knowledge that makes the world feel a lot more complex and deeper than necessarily they have time to show. But yeah, so he has these kind of nightmares occasionally about his,
frightmares.
Yes, about his parents' death and stuff. They're calling them nightmares, like with a night with a K, like Dark Knight.
Who's calling them that?
I've seen that around the internet.
Those people need to be shot.
Nightmares.
That's terrible. I like a good pun, but oh man.
So he has one of these where he's like, when he's getting super worried about, and I think it might be right after the Capitol event, actually, where he sees this future world, where these people are like basically worshiping Superman.
Yeah,
Superman has like these soldiers and stuff. He's
SS soldiers,
basically. Yeah,
super Nazi man.
And Batman is like doing shit, trying to get like this kryptonite, and it's all like a trap or something, and he's being murdered by Superman basically in the nightmare. He like wakes up out of that, and then you see this crazy fucking like portal appear, and what looks like a fucking dude like trying to like reach out of it, and he's saying like you were right about him, and Lois Lane is the key, and something like he's coming or something like that. And then like it fucking this is like a portal opening up and it's like paper being strewn around, like this dude just like kind of like yelling out of this portal, and what looks like a vaguely kind of red suit, and then like portal closes up and you see Batman like wake up again. Although I don't think that's actually a dream. I think that actually happened. It seems like maybe the Flash had done some like weird time travel-y bullshit, and I think was leaving him a message. Which is kind of, there's another thing I kind of like is they in this movie they're setting stuff up pretty hard for Justice League, but
it doesn't do too much, right? Like it's not like the movie doesn't feel like a setup for another movie, right? I hate it when movies are like, this movie's like pretty like doesn't, it's like a filler like in between two big movies. No, I'm not saying this one's that. I'm just saying like when you have like a trilogy and the second movie just feels like it's all set up for the third movie.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is dumb.
I will say that it doesn't feel like that, but there are moments that you can kind of tell are like sectioned out for, we're introducing people to these concepts, like the Flash thing there. Also, you see there's more Wonder Woman in this movie than I expected. And you just kind of see her chilling about. And at one point, Batman's stealing some shit from Lex Luthor, and Wonder Woman kind of like gets to it before him, and then gives it to him later on. But because it's encrypted, and he needs to uncrypt it. And then he sends it back to her.
Decrypt it.
Yeah, that's right. Decrypt it. And he shares the knowledge back with her. And what it is evidence of her, and like it's like a picture of her in 1918.
Okay.
And then it's like four things. There's like a Wonder Woman icon, and there's that there.
Oh man, this is complicated.
And then there's like there's like a Flash icon, and then it goes into like this surveillance footage of a convenience store. This dude starts robbing it, and you see Ezra Miller like looking at the soda or some shit. And then like everything fucking flashes, like the lights kind of go out and shit, and you see Ezra disappear. The guy like be subdued, and then he's back there like looking at soda or water or whatever again. So like it's the Flash taking care of a dude when he's like in the convenience store or whatever.
Got it.
There's a Aquaman logo, and it's a video of, like literally it's like a James Cameron under the ocean like camera thing, like exploring this ship, and then it just like goes to this porthole and like fucking Jason Momoa staring you in the face with a trident and being like, the fuck, and then like getting out. And Cyborg. There's some some footage of experimental footage or something like that of Cyborg and like this mother box assembling around him and shit.
It's like really, that's a lot, huh?
But it all takes place in like 3 minutes of the movie.
Okay, one thing I've heard as a criticism of this movie is that it has a lot of plot holes, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, so for instance, the thing that Batman's stealing from Lex Luthor, I heard was also something that Lex Luthor gives to Batman later in the movie, as he was planning on giving it to Batman to fight Superman with.
Okay. No.
And it's like, why did he have to steal it then if he was just going to get it?
Well, he wasn't. The plan wasn't for him. I think
it just seems like Lex a bit contrived.
Lex Luthor planned for him to steal it.
Okay.
If that makes any sense. That was part of his plan.
That makes no sense. Just give it to him. I guess.
Because basically, Lex Luthor's whole deal in this movie is like fucking stoking the fires between Batman and Superman the entire time.
Yeah. He's like the war profiteer.
Yeah.
He's like trying to get both sides riled up.
Right. So
release date, Final Fantasy 15 is coming up. Sorry.
Okay, great.
I have the live stream in a tiny corner, and they're about to hit a button. But anyway, yes. Okay, so another plot hole. Oh, sorry. What were you gonna say? I don't want to cut you off. I may have ruined it.
I don't remember. So.
That's okay. Sorry. No, but like another thing was it sounds like a lot of the Batman versus Superman issues that they had, like their problems or the way that they hate each other would have been solved by them just talking to each other for 5 minutes. Kind of one of those like because there's a moment in which Lex Luthor has done some really bad things to get Superman to fight Batman, and then like the entire fight It's like Batman would help you if he knew this was going on, and he doesn't the entire time. And then the only reason that the fight is stopped is because Batman and Superman's mother both have the same name.
Yes, that is the most ridiculous part.
It
of the
is a
entire
bit
movie.
contrived.
It's
Wait a minute. 2016. I'm talking about Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah. Are they doing it like
30th? Oh, they're doing a little like crazy little thing. The 30th day of the...
March?
Oh, God, it would be fucking insane. Oh, my God. Come on. Oh, it's going to be October. Nope. November 30th, 2016. Oh, September. Oh, they faked us out. September 30th, Final Fantasy 15. There'll be a lot of news about that because this was a giant press conference where I saw about 100 things announced.
Awesome.
So it sounds like it's pretty much uncovered. That game looks dope.
It does.
Fucking looks dope. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
Anyway, Batman vs. Superman. So, we've talked a lot about the plot. I don't want to get into that too much. I don't think we've spoiled too much. You don't really know what's going on. You just know things that happen.
Yeah.
I heard Wonder Woman was great. What did you think
Yes.
about Wonder Woman? I heard she was awesome.
She was.
And they didn't make her lame.
No, not at all.
They made her feel like a real person, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, Wonder Woman's portrayed as some just cold bitch. And it's not the way she should be.
Yeah, no, she's definitely has a personality in this.
That's good.
And it's pretty good. It has me asking more questions about Wonder Woman, which I guess is good.
Yeah.
Because I am excited now to see the Wonder Woman movie.
Yeah, that sounds good. You know what's interesting? I also like is that I heard that this is not really much of a spoiler because it's basically already been pre-spoiled by everything that anyone's ever said. But the movie isn't Batman versus Superman the whole time. It is also Batman and Superman and a Wonder Woman teaming up for the first time, which is why it's called Dawn of Justice.
Yes.
And I heard that part of the movie is awesome. With all three of them kind of working together.
Yes, it
as
is
a super
pretty
team.
Awesome. It's really a spectacle. Kind of thing.
Yeah, which is awesome. That's what you want in a superhero movie.
It's impressive. So
I kind of do want to see this movie, but I don't know.
I would suggest seeing it. It's a little bit It was a little bit jarring for me at first because they do at the beginning go. There's a lot of back and forth, without a whole lot of segue between Batman and Superman and shit's going on.
Yeah.
But I end up really liking it. I don't. There's a lot of hate for it. I don't really understand all that. It does have problems. Like, this is not a movie.
I think there's just too much
problems.
hate because I think people like to hate.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to pass judgment on it because I haven't seen it. I'm just telling you I've heard of a lot of problems with it.
Like, the 30% on Rotten Tomatoes, I don't understand that at
well,
all.
that 30%, people often misinterpret Rotten Tomatoes.
No, I know. It's like 30%
30% positive reviews.
Yeah.
It's not like 3 out of 10 average for
No,
review.
no, I know. But it still seems kind of crazy to me. And the
But
audience
30%
one is like,
isn't a small amount of people.
No, but it's like the audience rating is like 72 or some shit.
Yeah, which means 1 out of every 3 critics that saw it liked it. Is the best way to say 30%.
Right.
So.
And 7 out of every 10.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're
goers.
way into superhero movies, you're probably going to be in that 1/3. You know what I'm saying? Because you're already geared up for a superhero movie. My favorite superhero movie that's come out of all of them is Guardians of the Galaxy, like by far. Mm-hmm. And that one seems like an opposite in tone of this movie. Where a lot of dark shit's happening in Guardians, but it's really funny.
Well, I wouldn't call Guardians very dark. Like, there's some.
I mean,
moments.
the universe is going to be destroyed.
That's the case of like every fucking superhero movie, though. Like,
I mean, God,
like
Lee
every
Pace
Marvel
is
one.
fucking amazing, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh my God, in that movie, and he's the villain in Lincoln as well.
Yeah.
He plays the dissenting Democratic senator who doesn't want slavery to be abolished by law.
He's also the main character in Pushing Daisies.
Dude, I fucking love Lee Pace.
Yeah, he's pretty
I'm
awesome.
in love with his voice.
Yeah.
That guy sends chills down my spine with his voice. He does things to me.
Yeah.
No other man can. Yeah. Okay, well, you liked it.
I did.
4 out of... what's the rating scale? Five stars? What do you want? Patented rating scale.
I'd give it a 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
Yeah.
Good. That's what 4 out of 5 means. It was a good movie. Adam liked it.
Better than average.
Yes. 3 would have been like, it was all right. And 5 being, that was one of the best movies I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
So 4, it's good. I kind of want to see it. I don't know. It sounds like a spectacle. I like the fact that it's dense. You know what I mean? That intrigues me more than anything.
It's 2.5 hours, and it's a dense 2.5 hours.
I've heard reports of people with their children in the movie leaving early because the kids want to go because it's not fun.
I can definitely see that. Like, a lot of the action is in the middle to end of the movie. Like,
yeah, it doesn't start off guns blazing.
No. And like, even like you said, a lot of the action is not always like super actiony, like the Capitol scene and stuff. Like, shit happens, but it's not always like a battle. Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely, it's got some weird quirks, and I don't think it's Jesse Eisenberg's fault. I hope it's not. I don't know if that's.
He's
Zack
a good
Snyder's
actor.
idea.
I've seen him really good and stuff. So
I think he is too, for the most part. I don't know if that's what they were going for, or if that's what it was his take on it, or whatever. But yeah, I just did not dig his Luther.
Do not dig the Luth.
And also, I thought all the stuff with Doomsday was weird. I mean, it's awesome when they're fighting him, but
yeah,
it's just odd, like the circumstances of his creation. Also, there was something else that I was gonna say, but I forgot.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's Batman vs Superman. That's Bat vs Soups.
Bat versus Soup.
Okay. I got to get through a lot of stuff that I did.
Yeah.
Da 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 da. Where are we at time wise? We're already we're deep in.
Yeah.
We're balls deep in this episode.
I'll say.
Okay. All right. So I've got one thing to talk about. I saw. I mentioned it earlier. I saw a Fiddler on the Roof for the first time. The movie.
Oh yeah.
That movie's really good.
It's all right.
What?
It's all right.
How do you not like that movie? It's so
I didn't say
good.
I didn't like it. I said it was all right.
No, it's
on
great.
On my patented scale, it'd probably be like a 3.
The best picture nominated movie with the best Tevye of all time.
Like when 1970 something.
Yeah, it lost to French Connection, but I think 71 maybe, something like that. That movie's amazing, and the fact that you dislike it really is weird to me.
I never said I disliked it.
You need to see it again. When was the last time you saw it?
I don't know, like a decade ago.
Exactly. It's really good. I can't believe the quality of this film.
It's not. Like I said, I don't dislike it. For one thing, I never been big on Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh my god.
I mean,
Your anti-Judaism is
I'm
showing.
anti-Semitic.
Your anti-Semitism is showing.
We've been over this. Like, no, I'm with Ben Spiderman.
You're with musicals,
I'm
but
with
not
musicals.
this one. This is too Jewish for you.
Yeah, that's my issue with it.
Sunrise, sunset. I mean, come on. There's some great shit in this.
I'm not a huge fan of the music in it, actually.
It's really good. Anyway, but I saw that, and that's a 5 out of 5 for me.
Wow.
It's so good.
It's all right.
Anyway, it has that movie is well directed. It has such a sense of place. I mean, because they basically built a city in like I forget what country they filmed it in, but so it feels real at least in a lot of ways, and I really like it. It has great music, but anyway, Counter-Strike Go Columbus is happening. the majors right now, as we speak, is happening, and absolutely no one but me cares about it that listens to this. So
Okay.
I don't really have much to say other than go United States, Team Liquid, which is the team based in the U.S.
Wait, Liquid Snake is on this team?
Team Liquid. They're not called Liquid Snake, just Team Liquid. Hashtag Team Liquid. Yep, hind D. He flies in on his hind D. No, so they beat the team called Fnatic from, oh god, what country is Fnatic from? I'm going to say this wrong. So a lot of the best Counter-Strike Go teams are from Europe. It's kind of a Europe-dominated. I'm just going to look it up on the Liquidipedia. Okay, it says they're from the UK, which is incorrect. They may Netherlands.
They're from Philly, obviously.
Netherlands
Oh.
is where they're all from. I like how Fnatic is. Oh god, I hate all this bullshit. The only game I care about is Counter-Strike Go. Oh, it's the best. It's so much fun to watch, Adam.
Yeah.
But I've talked about that in the past. I just like shooters are my bag, and so seeing people really good at shooters impresses me personally. They're Swedish. I knew it was a country from Europe. So yeah, they're a Swedish team, but they're like the best. Like what's a good reference for a non-sports fan? Like that a non-sports fan would get. No, I mean Jordan, yeah, but like what's something that dominates all the time? I would say like the New England Patriots.
Yankees.
You know, I'm sorry.
Yankees.
Yes, thank you. Like the Yankees. That's really good. Like just winning all the time. Like this team has won
Like Charlie Sheen.
Sure, yes. They have tiger blood running through their veins. They have won the last 6 major tournaments. Like they're just unfucking stoppable. And they've like to the point where they've gone through tournaments and not lost in a single game. Like they're just unstoppable. Team Liquid, the US team, which is not in the underdogs bracket this year, like not in the top 8 teams out of the 16, beat them double overtime today to advance to the quarterfinals. Now Fnatic's going to have to win out of the losers bracket, which they will do easily because they are the consensus #1 team and have the best player, in all of Counter-Strike Go. And so, but it's crazy because the team I talked about last time, the Brazilian team, Luminosity Gaming, now has a clear path all the way to the finals, as they will not have to face Fnatic because the way that the brackets and group stages work out, they now are on the opposite side of the bracket. So the only time they'll ever face them again is in the finals, which will be a rematch from like a month and a half ago. And it's just awesome. Like it's shaping up. And the U.S. has possibly, after tomorrow, 2 teams in the quarterfinals. So it's like the U.S. hasn't had a team in the quarterfinals for like 6 years. Damn. So it is kind of crazy. Like the U.S. is repping hard this year. Which is exciting, as an American, it's kind of awesome to see, some people from my country finally playing the European game, getting into it. But that's it. So that was just it just happened today. So that was really exciting. And of course, by the time this episode comes out, it'll all be over. So, because Sunday is the finals.
Yeah.
And we'll know who wins. And I'll tell everyone next week. But anyway, so I don't want to talk about that too long. Just something I've been into. I got way into it. I played it at the Geeks Mania Arcade in Madison.
Good.
I went with Lance and my brother to Geeks Mania Arcade on Odana in Madison. That shit's legit. That place is awesome. Adam, like what's the most disappointing thing about going to an arcade? Like nowadays?
Spending lots of money in quarters.
Yeah, guess what?
What?
All the games are basically a quarter.
Okay.
I played Cruisin' USA multiple times, a quarter per game. Like, a lot of places gouge you 75 cents a play.
Yeah.
Nope, quarter. Quarter play for almost everything. But some of the more, like, complicated, games.
I thought you were going to say, like, you paid, like, $15 at the door and it was, like, free games. Because that'd be awesome.
They have a weekly game that's set on free mode that you can play. And this week it was the Simpsons bowling game. So Lance, Adam, and I, or Lance, Eric, and I all played the Simpsons bowling game for free. And Eric completely mopped the floor with us with a high score getting 258. Which was insane. I think I got like 180 or something. Like I had a shitty game. But that game's awesome. I mean, we played a lot of games. We beat the Turtles arcade game. I set a high score on Miss Pacman. You know, come at my high score, bros. There's the X-Men game. You know what?
Yeah, remember that one.
That game is such a shitty game, but I like it. It looks good.
Yeah.
But the game is a goddamn quarter-eating massacre. They built it too hard. I mean, the fact that your super moves that are awesome to do damage your health significantly is lame as hell.
I think that actually Turtles is like that too, isn't it?
Turtles is like that, yeah, but it only does 1 bar of health, I think, out of like your 20. So it's not like significant, and the move doesn't look really cool like it does in like, because like in that X-Men arcade game, like if you're a Cyclops, when you do that super move, you like jump up and do lasers all over the entire screen. It looks awesome, and then half your health bar is gone. And you're like, well, that was cool. Can't ever do that again because it costs literal money to do that move. Because it spends your health, which is what you pay for in an arcade game. So I didn't play that. Maybe we'll have to try it. But one thing you learn, that Cruisin' USA, hard to sit in. The molded plastic was not liking to my bottom. And being 6'5" really hampers the ability for your legs to get underneath there. But I was able to drive. We had some fun with that. Let's see, we played Blitz. I didn't play Blitz, but Eric and Lance played a game of NFL Blitz. I mean, they have everything there. Like, I played Duck Hunt Arcade, the light gun. Yeah, I didn't even know that existed, but that was fun. Yeah, it's just awesome. Like, it's just a lot of really good old arcade games. I mean, you have your Galagas, you have your Pac-Mans, you have your Ms. Pac-Mans, got Bad Dudes, they got tons of fighting games. They got Street Fighter 2.
They have Revolution X?
No. They don't
What?
have... they can't have everything. It's not a gigantic arcade. It is fairly large, actually. They also do like Magic the Gathering tournaments there, and they have a like weekly Smash Brothers tournament every weekend there. And yeah, it sounds really cool. I feel like I want to start up something there, like because they have like 2 giant like projectors that you can hook up like old consoles to. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if I could bring my console there and just play there. You know what I mean? Like, obviously I would pay them. They don't seem to have a system in place for that. Like, but I feel like, like what? How much do you think that would cost for an hour? What do you think you would charge? $10 an hour? $20 an hour? Both of those seem reasonable to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get 4 or 5 friends together to play some split screen old games. You $20 an hour. Split that 4 ways. That's not bad. Spend an entire afternoon for $20 because you're not spending any money on the arcade games then if you're playing that. But it seems like a really cool place, and they have a bunch of comics for sale. Lance said don't buy any of them; they're overpriced. But Lance is a comic book weirdo.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I love that place though, and I plan on going again very soon. And I just love that it's an arcade about arcades. What I was asking for is like, one thing I hate about going into arcades is it's just all redemption ticket games. You know what I mean? They're not just video games, which are the best part of arcades, are the video games. Yeah, so this is all that, and it's awesome. And I want to go back and throw a lot more quarters in some machines.
That does sound like fun. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's it for me. I can't really think of anything else I did besides watch a lot of the TV show Parenthood.
Yeah.
I got way into the TV show Parenthood. That's me. It's really good. And we should watch it.
Yeah. I don't know.
You'd like it.
That's
if you like The Good Wife, you'd like this.
Maybe.
You like a good drama.
I like a little bit of drama.
This is a fam dram.
Fam dram?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But like, I don't know, it's fun. It is funny. It's got a lot of good people in it. I don't know. I can't really sell you on it. I don't know why I like it so much. And it's kind of probably why the show... Well, the show had like 6 seasons, but... probably why it didn't get super popular is because like there's no super famous people in it. Craig T. Nelson's in it. And the premise is like... It's like a bunch of It's like, if I were to tell you, it's like Modern Family, but not a comedy.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's like deals with like family issues and like real life stuff.
Yeah.
It is funny. Like there are funny parts. Like the characters are funny, but it's not. That's not like the whole sole basis of it. You know, not like a comedy show. But I don't know. It's hard to. I can't imagine trying to sell this on someone because it sounds not amazing, but it's just really good. It's well written. You know what I mean? Good characters that are very likable. So, like, when bad things happen to them, you really are pissed off. She's like, they deserve better. Anyway, so I love that show. But we got to get into news, huh?
Yeah.
No John's pad this week. The pad is up here, not in my pants. So it did not get updated for a week. Wait, unless I texted a John's pad surrogate. I don't think I did. No. Okay. Adam? Let's talk about news.
All right.
I think the biggest... Well, let's start off with the softball. Wii U ending production in 2016. That sounds fucking crazy.
I heard Wii. I did not hear Wii U.
Wii U. It is Wii U.
Oh, okay.
That is what the Nikkei, which is the Japanese like newspaper that's like a business newspaper, said that Wii U will be ceasing production soon to make way for their newer console. Nintendo's denying the report, but people have said that the Nikkei is usually never wrong.
Yeah.
They have very deep sources with Nintendo rumors. So
I guess Nintendo though said that at least for this quarter and next quarter, they are still producing them. They kind of.
I like that the report came out that they're ceasing production this year.
Yeah. Like, well, not this quarter or next quarter. Not this fiscal year.
Yeah, it's like, okay, but that's a sidestep, I think, a little bit. Yeah. I think they're trying to think, because, I mean, the thought is, when is Nintendo's next console, the NX, which the fake videos came out about of the controller, that somebody had 3D printed, so we don't know anything. But people are speculating, is it coming out this fall? Which seems more and more likely the way the news is kind of coming along.
Well, if they really are ending production, like, towards the end of this year, that would seem to imply that, yeah, they need the new console coming out around then. But, although, like, I don't know. Maybe they just, like, have so many fucking Wii U's that nobody have bought.
It's possible. I mean, they
just have, like, a huge
gangbusters.
surplus. Yeah.
I mean, if you want one, we got a warehouse full and we can put in boxes, to sell. I mean, it really sucks because the Wii U is a really awesome system in a lot of ways. It's really hampered by its power.
I was gonna say, the way it's awesome is that it plays Nintendo games, and that's like
Jesus Christ,
playing Nintendo games.
I mean, you experienced the Wii U when you were up here.
Yeah.
Mario Kart is awesome.
Yeah.
It is still so much fun to play split screen. Like, there's just not a lot of couch experiences outside of indie games. You know what I mean? That you get that fun. It's just like Nintendo does it. Nintendo knows how to make great games. New Super Mario Brothers U, or Wii. I'm sorry, that's wrong. The Wii U Super Mario 3D World is awesome. It is such a fun game. I just love it. And it's disappointing that it couldn't have taken off more than it did. But they really did hamstring themselves with this thing because it can only play Wii games.
Yeah.
It's like 2 Wii's duct taped together.
Yeah.
Just like,
which is what they said about the Wii, was like 2
GameCubes duct taped together. It is. Yeah. And I feel like the NX is going to be doing similar kind of things with its performance. I don't think it's trying to be on par, but it's going to be... there's nothing really known. Well, we'll see. This makes E3 this year very intriguing, as there are a lot of big rumors coming out right now, which are crazy. Not to mention VR, PSVR, which we have other rumors about, which I'm even less happy about than the Wii U possibly ending its lifetime. Because I don't have that many games for it. But I like it. I've loved playing with it. It just never really got that huge groundswell of support from Nintendo. You know, like the Nintendo device to have is the DS, the 3DS. So many good games on that thing. Like, I'm just, you're spoiled for choice with that thing. Interestingly enough, the new Nintendo 3DS, did you know that they're putting Super Nintendo games on Virtual Console on the handheld?
Yeah.
Only on the new Nintendo 3DS. Because, of course the old 3DS doesn't have the horsepower to play Super Nintendo games.
Right.
It is fucking bullshit. I mean, and it's dumb. They're just trying to move forward with the new Nintendo 3DS, but I mean, it's a half step. You know what I mean? Like, why am I going to buy this? Is the new handheld going to be doing it? I don't know. And then they released the game that's coming out, the Hyrule Warriors game, which is like significantly worse to play on the non-new Nintendo 3DS. Like, apparently on the old 3DS, it runs slow. It chugs. It frame rates. You can't play it in 3D. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah.
Oh, Nintendo. It seems like, but that seems par for the course, Adam. Because we have the other rumor that came out from GDC a couple weeks ago that not only does the Xbox want to make a Xbox 1.5, but they're working on a PlayStation 4.5.
Yeah.
Which really intrigues me. And it probably makes you happy that you didn't buy both systems.
Well, I mean, I kind of do have both systems now, actually.
You have an Xbox One?
Yeah. Well,
you didn't pay for it.
No, I did not.
You just now have access.
Yes.
So that's different. But so let's talk about this. The PlayStation 4.5, the rumor came out, developer sources from GDC kind of came out with this saying that there's a new version of the PS4 with increased graphical power and games running at 4K resolution. And so there's a lot of things are up in the air with this about how does this affect the old PS4? Are you going to be able to play PS4K games on your old PS4? Will you be able to upgrade, or are you going to have to buy an entirely new device? Not much is known, but Sony has just started talking to developers about this. So I don't see this as coming out this fall, but possibly, because you've heard the rumors about the PSVR, correct?
I mean, no, not really.
So they're saying the best PSVR experience will happen on the PS4K.
Well, I thought that it wasn't even going to be available for the other one.
What are you talking about?
I thought you needed to have like the 4K one to actually use it. Is that not the case?
PSVR?
Yeah.
No, the idea with PSVR was that you have a PS4, you get the PS, you can play VR.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you needed the new one to actually even do the VR thing.
It sounds a lot more like, yeah, you're going to want the new one to do the VR.
Yeah.
Which is really disappointing to me. And it's like, well, that changes the price thing. So, yeah. I mean, when these systems came out, the PS4 and the Xbox One, everyone knew that they were underpowered. They're like, okay, these are like on par with mid-tier PCs that are in 2013. You know what I mean? Like, my gaming PC I have here that I bought in 2013 is more powerful than my PS4, which came out in the same year. You know what I mean? I paid, $1,200 for all this.
Yeah.
But, like you would say when the PS3 came out, it was on par with gaming PCs of the higher tier. It doesn't seem to be the case this time. They're really graphics limited, for one, it seems like. So I'm really worried that the Xbox One, they've kind of not given as many definite talks about this. They've been saying they want to make the Xbox One more PC-like with customizable, like, ability to like you know what I mean? Like you know, it works with as a console, but you can like swap parts out. You know?
Oh, a hardware upgradable. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like, okay, well, you can buy the new graphics unit for $150 and, you know, swap out the old one. Which sounds kind of cool if it can be plug and play like that. I mean, that's a great way to make it cheaper to, you know, have that,
Yeah.
you know, upgrade. Whereas, okay, so my nightmare scenario is PS 4.5 is required for everything in the future. I already spent a bunch of money on my PS4, and it's not even been 3 full years that it's been out. You know what I mean? Like, this is fucking disappointing. And there's no way you can slice this other than it can't be this way. Like, it's just not fair to people to expect that. I mean, my hope would be, I mean, I don't know if you would do this, but like, let's say they have a trade-in plan. $150, send in your console, you have a PS 4.5.
150 is probably still too much, man.
That doesn't seem like it's breaking the bank to me.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just been not that long since I got it. Like,
It'll be 3 years by the time this thing comes out, if it comes out in the fall.
yeah, I guess.
I'm just saying, I mean, the console generation has been pretty much 5 years, give or take 2 years. You know, plus the last generation was 7, I think. Was it 2013? 2006, I think, is when they came out, right? The PS3? Was that 06?
PS3
Or was it 05?
06. 05 was Xbox, I think, and then 06 was PS3.
Okay, so it's been 7 to 8 years for that console generation.
Yeah, for the Xbox. Of course, the Xbox was... The 360 was pretty fucking long in the tooth.
Yeah, I think 6 to 8 years was pretty much what you would accept as a console generation. Like, 8's a long time. Yeah. 6 is, yeah, okay, it's been a while. This is half that, and we're talking about a new generation. I mean, and I don't think that games, graphically, have gotten that much better in 3 years. No. It just really goes to show how underpowered these consoles were when they came out. Like, they just really were not top-of-the-line gaming consoles.
Well, I mean, it's just one of those things where with the gaming, with the video card that I bought probably about the same time I got the PS4, maybe a little bit even before that.
Yeah.
I still play things look better on my computer with higher settings now than pretty much any PS4 game I've played.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a graphics card bought even at the time when it came out was performing better than...
Yeah, I mean, the graphics card I got in 2013, before the PS4 came out,
yeah,
you know, a little bit before, cost about $300, maybe $350, and it's still better than anything I can do on the PS4.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's just insane. It costs less than a PS4, but not a lot, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the graphics card alone.
Yeah.
You still need, like, a decent CPU and stuff and all that.
It just really is disappointing that, like, this is the future that we live in. Yeah. And it leads you more and more to being like, maybe I should just be a PC gamer only. Yeah.
Although, like, even that, I guess I'd have to probably upgrade soon if I'm interested in any of the VR stuff, because from what I heard on Giant Bomb, they had... I guess Jeff Gerstmann's computer is kind of similar to mine. He has a better graphics card by far.
Yeah, he has a 980.
He has the same, but he has the exact same CPU as me.
Oh, and that CPU is limiting.
Yes, because he was saying that...
I did the Oculus test and it said my CPU was limiting too.
Yeah.
Which seems crazy. Because mine's a generation newer than yours, and they haven't really... They've only had one step from mine, you know, the TikTok.
Well, yeah, I think they're like 3 or 4 generations, I think, past mine.
But I feel like the generations haven't been speed increases or core differences. They've more been differences in like heat distribution and things, and less about the power.
There's been some increases. There's been an increase in transistors and stuff.
So I have an
that.
i7 3820, 3.6, 8 core.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's definitely better than mine.
No, fair enough. But the Oculus program said that wasn't ideal. Yeah. And I was like, an 8-core i7? I mean, yeah, it's 2 generations old, but...
I don't think the cores matter so much, unfortunately. I don't know how much VR takes advantage of.
I mean, is it the bus? Is it the memory bus on it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what is it?
I don't know.
Because, like, this is a good CPU. Like, it's strong. It's fast. I don't get it. Like, what is VR doing? I thought VR was going to be... And this is kind of what a lot of people have said, is that they thought VR was graphics card limited, mainly.
Yeah.
But it seems a lot more CPU dependent.
Because my chip is mine's really old, but it's also one of the ones that is one of the most recommended ones.
Yeah.
Mine's an i5 2500K.
Yeah, it's like one of those super clocked ones. It's like...
Yeah, you can overclock it and...
Yeah. It's a powerhouse.
Yeah, and it's held up really well.
Yeah.
Considering its age. But that's what he had, and he has like a 980, which is past the recommendations for video cards.
Yeah.
And
well beyond.
Yeah. Well, I think you need a 970, like
minimum 970.
Minimum 970.
And the disappointing thing I heard was minimum 970 is disappointing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I thought it would be like minimum for a good experience. Mm-hmm. And it seems like minimum is like minimum for a minimum experience.
Or at least like adequate.
Yeah, you're like, this is okay. And I'm like, oh, that's... That doesn't... I mean, that really puts me off of VR. I mean, I guess I'm really hoping for the miracle PSVR to be fantastic, somehow for them to gut it out. And maybe the visual fidelity won't be there.
Even that alone is the price of a PS4 when it launched.
Oh, I know.
So,
well, no, it's actually more for the version I would buy, the $500 bundle.
Oh yeah,
which includes the 2 Move controllers and the camera, which I don't have.
Right, I guess I don't have that either. So
yeah, but I mean, like $500. But I mean, and this is the thing that bothers me is people would be like online saying like, well, that raises the price so close to the Oculus. It's like, yeah, but if it runs on a PS4, which I already have, it's great because my PC can't fucking handle an Oculus. Yeah. So the Oculus is $600 for an Oculus Rift and $300 for the minimum video card. Like, shit. I guess I'm gonna have to
maybe
rebuild.
Another $300 for a CPU that'll run it.
I think mine will probably be fine.
Yeah, well,
I'm just saying the Vive demo that I did not mention my CPU. It said my CPU was green, and that I was just worried that the Oculus thing was not reading my computer correctly because it seemed to be wrong about a few things. I was like, that's not right. Because it didn't seem like it gave the right number for the CPU or something. I don't know, but anyway, I don't know. This is the dangerous computer future that we're in, and I guess I may have to be rebuilding a PC next year. Basically, is what it sounds like.
It's also one of those things where it's early days for VR. I'm sure. 3 years from now, they'll probably be like a fucking $200 pretty good VR headset.
It just makes me worry about its future, Like, this is way more hardcore than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, but everything is at the start.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be expensive. It's the way it is for every new technology. It's going to be expensive for early adopters, but if it's worth it...
But I guess the thought that I had was this is going to be like the VR, you get this 970 and you have a good VR experience, but it seems like the minimum spec is not good.
Yeah. Which
leads me to believe that I'm going to need to spend way more money than I thought I was going to have a PC that's capable, and that's disappointing,
Well... Yeah,
we're not as close as we thought we were.
But I mean, that's also for I assume these PlayStation VRs and Oculus Rifts are going to be like,
Yeah.
right now at least, they're the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
I mean, Gear VR is, a lot cheaper, and it's still impressive as fuck.
Yeah. I love it. $100.
Yeah, I tried it myself at one point, and it's really
Like, graphically,
really cool.
the games aren't immersive, but, like, the
Yeah.
3D 360 video
yes.
is just impressive as hell to begin with. Like, it just, the immersion that you get from that. I mean, that's enough, I think, to tide me over. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I mean, you can probably last on stuff like that for a few years until
yeah.
things are more appropriately priced.
More consumer mainstream
Yeah.
friendly.
When 970s are like $100 to pick up.
And we're
on
waiting on
Newegg
that.
And...
Fucking Nvidia. They were like, well, we got new cards going to be announced this year sometime from April to July. It's like, well, get those cards out so they drop the price on all the old ones. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, man. I want a new video card, but I'm waiting.
Yeah.
I might as well wait the way it is now. Yeah, so it's just disappointing that I think that it sounds like the PSVR is going to be better on 4.5, and I don't have that, so it's kind of like the video card you need for the Oculus is a step beyond what I thought I was going to need, and the PSVR is a step beyond what I thought I was going to need. Like, it feel like it's moving farther away from my possibility of owning it, which is just disappointing, because I was kind of like hyped for it. It seemed like this was the year it was going to. We're going to have it, like VR. And now it's kind of like, well, yeah, soft launch. There's some stuff out. It's okay. It's not mind-blowing.
Yeah.
It landed not with a thud, but with just a soft whump. Here it is. No killer app,
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, this is the first generation, like...
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, like, every console, like, from the early days had killer apps when they came out.
Yeah, it's a little bit different, too, though, because it's not really a
You had
console.
Pong. You had
It's more of a
Super Mario
peripheral,
Brothers.
which is going to draw less people to develop for it. But,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's... I don't know.
Long and short of
Launch
it,
games...
get into PC gaming.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. Like, I mean, if I'm going to have to buy a new console every 3 years, that's about the same as you spend on buying parts for your computer.
Yeah.
You might as well just get a PC because it does a lot more. Like,
Yeah.
and there aren't really that many console exclusive games anymore. Like, what console exclusive game do you want for the PS4? There aren't a lot.
No.
And it's just disappointing because, like, with Steam Link, which I kind of want to get a Steam Link to hook it up to my TV because that seems fun. And I've heard it works pretty well for a lot of things. So I don't know. I just the future of console gaming looks murky to me.
Yeah.
With E3 having a lot of publishers pull out. With the rise of mobile gaming, like just taking over everything in terms of revenue, it seems like console gaming is kind of dying off.
Yeah.
We still have great stuff happening, but it's not, you have Konami shutting down, one of the great console, gaming manufacturer, publishers.
They haven't done much since Super Nintendo, I don't think. Other than Metal Gear Solid.
I mean, one of the most biggest selling game franchises of all time.
Sure, but that's one title.
I don't know. You just see Japan falling off, and you see the market's kind of just, I don't know. It feels like it's less than it was, which is insane to me, with how much more popular gaming has gotten.
Yeah.
It seems like the market's somehow smaller. That we're all on YouTube watching games instead of playing them. But PC gaming has kind of exploded, I feel like, because of it.
Yeah.
You see games like Stardew Valley.
That has a lot to do with also, I think, the consoles this time around being easier to port to PC.
That's true. You're right. And you know, games on PC porting to consoles quite easily. You know, a lot of indie games now come out on the console same day, which is awesome. You know, because one of the big reasons to love the PC so much was like, hey, we got all these crazy small games that you don't normally ever get to see, but now a lot of those come out on the PS4, which is awesome. I mean, Stardew Valley is still the top seller on Steam, with Dark Souls 3 coming out very soon.
Oh yeah, like
you excited for that?
Not really.
I've heard that it is not running great.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. Like I'm glad that they're keep making these games.
Yeah,
but I don't know. They're a huge time investment, and I don't know. The only one I've really played that much of is Dark Souls, the first Dark Souls, which is awesome. Jesus. But it's just one of the things that's you need a lot of time for, and they're frustrating. I mean,
holy shit! Do I know how many people own Stardew Valley now?
1.5 million.
No, come on. It was 500,000 2 weeks ago.
It blew up, man.
770,000. Another. They've basically 50% more people have bought it in the last 2 weeks. That's crazy. It's just been a steady increase. I mean, this is one guy. Good for this guy. I mean, fucking yeah. You know?
Yeah.
You rock. Yeah, so that's awesome. I'm really pumped that game has done well. And there's games like that kind of show that even though like maybe AAA gaming is kind of faltering a bit, that gaming is still incredibly popular when it hits, you know. Like these small games aren't, you know, and this isn't even a small game. You know, this is a game that takes, 60 hours to get through like most of the stuff, for most people. So I mean, yeah, I don't know. So I don't want to sound like doomsday-ish, but it seems like that's an issue. Adam, one final thing.
Yep.
Did you see the Xbox survey talking about digital games?
Yeah, I heard about it.
So Adam, let me ask you the survey question. The way that it's worded is fucking ridiculous. What the fuck? I paid. Oh, fucking hate. All right, give me a sec. I clicked on the link, and I was missing part of it, so it took me to like an article on another page that was referencing this article.
Uh-huh.
It was weird. All right. Okay, here's the serious question. If the Console Digital's game store for the console you owned offered customers an option to sell back their digital games to the store for 10% of the purchase price in store credit, would you be interested in such an offer? Yes, for many of my digital titles. Yes, but only for a few digital titles I no longer play. No, don't know, not sure.
That's either a no or a yes, but only for a few digital titles that I no longer play. Like, there might be a few that I'd never ever play that I would do that for, but generally speaking, I'm more of a completionist, and I don't like selling games back or trading them in or any of that stuff.
I mean,
never have.
At face value, this seems like literally like Microsoft spitting into your face. Like, we're going to take back a digital piece of code from your computer for a fraction of the price that you paid for it. But also, it seems like, well, am I ever going to play this game again?
Yeah.
Probably not. I might as well get some cash.
If I could do that on my Steam list, my God.
Yeah. Well, you can, kind of.
Well.
You could sell your games in trades for, like, weird Team Fortress 2 items that are worth real money that you could trade out in weird Russian auction houses.
Interested in that.
It's like 10 steps to getting cash out. Yeah, so it's kind of interesting. I think that's a really interesting idea. But I also think it's fucking insane. Just the thought of it. Like, I'm like, yeah, I guess it makes sense. Because, like, would I play this again? No. Why? I'm wasting money. You know, and what does it hurt to give people more options, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think it does at all. It's just weird. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like, with games now, and I mean, I look through, like, my Super Nintendo games that I have. Like, some of those are worth a lot of fucking money now.
Yeah.
Like, and that's never going to happen again with digital games, you know? Like, there's no rarity there. You know, it's just crazy. Yeah. It's just crazy. This world we live in. Like, what are you going to... Are they going to sell used digital copies?
Yeah.
I mean, this is like half of the GameSpot, or the GameStop conundrum, where they buy games for a fraction that you paid for them and then sell them again. They're making money like hand over foot with that system. Mm-hmm. And this is just the making money on the trade-in. Or not making any money on the trade-in. Because they're not selling it. What does Microsoft get out of this? They're just giving you money.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to sell the digital... Like, this makes no sense, Adam. Business-wise. They're just handing you money. Only if the money is in a credit
I'll
that you can only spend on
them.
their...
If they can get enough people on board, they can just get rid of non-digital media, which is what they actually want to do.
I guess they're just trying to make digital media make more sense, which cuts out the middleman and gives consumers
and also,
more.
If they can build consoles without disk drives,
well, it's that and the fact that the digital stores that they have, they don't have to pay a cut. You know what I mean? They get a bigger cut. The console, the Sony gets a bigger cut out of the the PlayStation store than they do out of someone buying a game at GameStop and putting it in their PS4. And I guess the idea is, well, GameStop can trade in. You can trade in your games there, and that's the reason why you buy the physical copy. Is you can hand that off and get $6 back for that $60 game. Well, you can do that too in digital. So I guess that makes sense in a competitive sense. But also, there's no money in that. Yeah. They're just giving money away for free. You know.
Yeah.
That's weird. I would never do it. I'm like you. It's like I bought it. Like, like why? It just seems like a waste of my money. Unless I'm making close to what I paid for it back.
Right.
Because I would think about selling some of my old DS games I never played that are worth a lot of money. Like, because I have some weird, like crazy DS games that are worth a lot of money because they're rare. Mm-hmm. It's like, well, because like I looked at the used Pokemon, Black and White 2. Yeah. That's selling for like $30 used. I'm like, I'm never going to play that game again because I have XY and all these other new Pokemon games. I'm never going to go back to that. I bought that used for like $20, like 5 years ago. I don't know. It just seems crazy, like to not get a large amount of money. It just doesn't seem worth it. I don't know, listeners. What would you do? Would you deal with it? I don't know, because part of me says I kind of feel like it's not a terrible idea, but also I would never. I couldn't bring myself to do it.
Exactly. Because
I'm like, well, there might be a day I want to play this old game that I bought, like I'll get around to it, Mm-hmm. I don't know. Because then what is this all for? This is like exposing the lie that is our digital games library. Like if I can't like hold on to the thought that I may go back and play it sometime, why am I buying games at all?
Yeah.
I'm just going to get money back.
Yeah.
Nihilism. Gaming. Born in the 80s.
And that'll do it.
That's going to do it, yeah. Bornintheeighties.net. Adam, did you get that host figured out?
Yeah, sure.
You need to get that done.
It's done. Wait,
are you sure it's done?
I'm sure it's done.
It is done. Cross your heart that you did that?
Yeah. It's done.
Domain name Born in the 80s. Ends in 29 days. That was on March 8th.
Yeah. I've done
you did it?
Then. Yeah. Have you gotten another one?
No.
It's done.
Okay. It's done?
It's done. It's done.
All right, I believe you.
Good.
I just don't want to lose our domain name, Adam. We fought so hard to get that.
It's done.
Can you send me the receipt?
No.
What?
I mean, I probably could, but I'm not going to.
All right. I'm just as long as you did it.
It's done.
Bytecast@gmail.com is the email. Oh, God. I got an email about a Madison podcast meetup from about 2 months ago.
Oh, awesome.
I haven't been checking this email so good. But the best way is born80s.net, just to comment on the episode pages.
Yeah. Or
That's the absolute easiest. Or do the contact form. Either way, super easy ways to get a hold of us. Let us know what you think about digital games. I'm glad Adam's feeling better. Glad he's back. Glad he likes Superman versus Bats.
Yeah.
And that's going to be it. Adam, do you have your word of the week?
Yeah. Kryptonite.
Kryptonite. I like kryptonite because it's kind of become like a public lexicon word.
Yeah. It means
Like,
more than
what's your
just kryptonite.
Like, chocolate's my kryptonite.
Yeah.
Says Kathy from the Sunday comics. Ack!
Oh, man.
That's it. We're done.
Uh-huh.
I finished it off
But you finished the podcast.
I ended the podcast. We made it 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
We're
It was
6
a good run.
years.
It was a good run.
5 years. Straight. Like, straight up. All right. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.
All right. This all sounds good.
Great.
You're on Stygia?
Uh-huh.
Stygia level? Uh-huh. Let me just get into a little bit of this. Some Islay sparkling clementine juice. I'm bringing the heat, son. Let's go over the gnotes.
Yeah.
The gnotes. That's how they pronounce it, right? Isn't that Linux? It's like GNU.
I don't know if they actually pronounce it GNU.
I do.
I think it's just GNU.
GNU. All right, Adam, what'd you play this week?
I played some Injustice, Gods Among Us,
Okay.
Towerful,
You always play that.
and I saw robots being built in the first Fallout DLC. I have not done so myself.
Okay. You saw a movie too, right?
I did. BVS.
Batman versus Superman.
Yep. That Superman loves his supper.
It's Superman. We had quite a bit to talk about news-wise as well.
Yeah.
Turns out a lot's going on, huh?
Yeah.
Read-do-do-do. Reading didn't it, give me the beat, boy, and free my little soul. That's my song. Final Fantasy 15, a bunch of shit's going on with that as we speak.
Well, I heard they were going to be like announcing the release date and jazz.
Yeah, they're streaming right now
Are they?
as we speak.
I'll say.
Yeah, it's Twitch streams happen. Final Fantasy 15 Uncovered is the stream. It's like a Square Enix event happening right now with like interviews and there's a live trailer. The trailer is actually literally premiering right now.
Wow.
I'm watching a Warp Strike. Anyway. Yeah, so they're just basically uncovering it. But it we've already kind of seen a lot of the game. I mean, you know, they had that demo out or whatever, that beta.
It is a demo, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you saw some of the combat and how it worked.
Yeah.
This isn't mind-blowing. I'm excited. Anyway, let's get into it.
Yeah.
Welcome. Adam, did you know that there's a refurbished Majora's Mask new 3DS XL for $180 via GameStop? That's it.
Wait, what?
That's from my cheap-ass gamer video game deals Twitter.
There's a what now?
Never mind.
No, wait. There's a what?
Majora's Mask new 3DS XL for $180.
Damn.
A refurb, though.
Oh.
But that's still cheap.
I don't think I actually like the Majora's Mask version.
No, I don't either. It's weird. It's gold. It's got like a mask on it.
Yeah.
Majora's Mask.
I want the Hyrule Warriors one.
Yeah, I heard that game was shitty.
Yeah, me too.
Oh my god, is this Attack on Titan? I'm watching the... Holy shit. There's a giant monster the size of a town in this Final Fantasy 15 trailer. It looks like a summon.
Yeah.
It's called Gaia's Wrath, and then it punched the ground.
That's the Earthman. I can't remember his name.
Earthman?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's keep this going.
Uh-huh.
Born in the 80s. Welcome. No. Let me clean edit. Let's do silence for about 5 seconds so I can get an edit point.